Hello everyone, it's Miss Chelsea at the Black Creek Library. Today we will be reading stories about hibernation. Do you know what hibernation is? Hibernation is when some animals have long periods of sleep during cold weather. To help them prepare for hibernation, animals eat a lot of yummy food in the fall. Hibernation helps animals preserve their energy. Some animals that hibernate are bats, bears, box turtles, snakes, hedgehogs, and bumblebees. There are several other animals that hibernate, and today we will learn about some of these animals. Maybe one of your favorite animals hibernates. I will be reading two stories. The titles of the books for today are Hiders Seekers, Finders Keepers, How Animals Adapt in the Winter, and The Snowy Nap. Thank you for joining me for our pajama story time, and let's read. Our first book is Hiders Seekers, Finders Keepers, How Animals Adapt in Winter. When days grow short, flowers fade, and colors crumple to the ground, all the hiders hide. As autumn weather cools and food becomes harder to find, many animals look for a place to rest for the winter. They're under cover: eastern box turtles and wood frogs. Buried deep, chipmunks and bumblebees. And snug inside dens, some swirl and curl up where nobody can see. Black bears and snakes and snails. Hundreds huddle in stillness, side by side. Ladybugs and carpenter ants. And while the hiders hide, the seekers seek. Many creatures migrate to a new home in search of warmer temperatures and better food sources. Scientists believe the decreasing daylight in autumn is a signal that it's time to go. Arrows cross the clouds, pointing their way toward a new home. Canada geese. Hooves thunder over hills, through water and into valleys. Elk, pronghorn antelope, and mule deer. Wings scribble across the skyline. Eastern North American monarch butterflies. Thousands chase tomorrow, one by one. Ruby-throated hummingbirds and green darner dragonflies. When the hiders hide and the seekers seek, the finders keep. Some creatures have adaptations that help them tolerate and survive harsh environmental changes. They keep warm bundled in coats. White-tailed deer and red foxes keep full with buried treasures, mice, gray jays, and squirrels. And keep close enough to kiss, red squirrels and great horned owls. Millions make their path step by step. Tracks in the snow are clues about which animals have passed by. Deer, moose, coyotes, and bobcats leave zigzag tracks of prints in shapes that match their feet. Foxes leave behind prints in a straight line. Rabbits and squirrels make 4 prints in a pattern that matches the way they bound ahead. Lynx prints are shaped like ice cream cones. Snowshoe hares and snowshoe lynx. When the sky spills on the ground, the hiders hide, the seekers seek, and the finders keep until the sunshine warms again. And here is a track guide for different animals and the prints that they make in the snow. And that was Hiders, Seekers, Finders, Keepers. Our second book is written by Jane Brett, and it's titled The Snowy Nap. Young Hedgie sniffed the chilly wind. Snow is on the way, he thought. I'll just take a last ramble around the farm. He did not want to miss a moment. He could barely keep his eyes open as he walked. The hens noticed at once. Time for Betty bye, they cackled. It won't be long before you have to hibernate, and our coop will be bedazzled by icicles. In a sleepy daze, Hedgie trundled past the pond. The geese honked. Goodbye until spring. We'll think of you as we play slip and slide across the pond ice. It's already starting to freeze. Hedgie came to the sheep shed. Nighty-night, the sheep baaed. One of the sheep had seen hedgehogs on the farm head for their cozy dens year after year as winter arrived. She was also ready to tell Hedgie what he would miss. I'll soon see the snowmen Lisa makes, she said. The billy goat overheard and crunched across the frozen field to add, as usual, you will miss winter blue time when the sun sets and the snowy farm appears in every shade of blue. The pig watched Hedgie stop for a big yawn. Have a good winter's sleep, she oinked. If only I could save a few snowflakes for you. No two are alike. When the pony trotted up, Hedgie guessed what he wanted to say. Sleep well, he neighed. If you hear bells in your dreams, it will be me pulling my sleigh. That was the last straw. I don't want to sleep all winter like last year, protested Hedgie. I want to see icicles and snowmen, snowflakes and pond ice. I want to hear sleigh bells. Before Hedgie could yawn again, he decided to turn around and stay up for the winter. The night grew frosty cold. Must stay awake, must stay awake, must stay awake to see winter. Hedgie shivered and his eyes closed. From the farmhouse window, Lisa saw a steel shape outside in the cold. Poor little hedgehog is frozen stiff, she cried. She bundled him up and brought him inside. Lisa put Hedgie in a tea cozy and gave him a spot by the window. That was a close call, she said. A snowstorm is on the way. You'd better stay in the house and warm up. To Hedgie's delight, the next morning he saw the world outside shimmering with snow. The old chicken coop sparkled like a palace. Every day he watched from different windows and new wintry scenes appeared. The pond froze into a shiny mirror. Lisa twirled on her skates as the goose and the gander slid to keep up. To Hedgie's amazement, one day Lisa rolled great balls of snow, Before he knew it, he was looking at his first snowman. He was getting sleepier, but each morning held a new surprise. The little hedgehog was dozing when he heard the tinkling of bells. He tried with all his might and opened his eyes. There was the pony pulling a sleigh. Lisa made a snowball and tossed it in his direction. Kapoof! Hedgie slept later every day. One day he awoke to see flowers of frost decorating his window. The trees looked like lace against the sky. I have truly seen winter, was Hedgie's last thought as he nodded off to sleep. Lisa knew it was time. Leaving the door ajar, she cradled the little hedgehog. "You belong in the wild," she whispered in his ear as she carried him through the drifts. She crouched by his burrow and nestled him inside. "Sweet dreams, little adventurer," she said. Just then, she noticed the front door was swinging on its hinges. Squawks and rumbles were coming from inside. Lisa peered through the doorway and saw animals, higgledy-piggledy, making a commotion in her house. Each one was thinking, "I'll see winter from a nice warm house." "Out, out, out! Skedaddle!" she laughed. "Don't you know this is not where you live?" Lisa was shooing the last mouse from the house as Hedgie, snug in his burrow, fell into a deep sleep. He was dreaming about icicles and snowmen, snowflakes and pond ice. It was a long, snowy nap. And that was The Snowy Nap by Jane Brett. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed listening to stories about hibernation, and happy winter. Stay warm. See ya later, alligator. So long, King Kong, and a wild crocodile. See you next time. Bye-bye.